Hello and welcome back. It's me, Q, back on the air. It's been some time. Let me walk y'all through it. so, I've basically, since my last podcast with Melanin and Mayhem, when I tell you I've been through a lot, I've been through a lot. So, let me catch y'all up to speed. Sorry for my absence. Let me get that out the way. Very sorry for my absence that happened. But let's talk about it. So last episode was in May of this year. So from May, the end of May to now, let me tell you what all happened. I had a death in the family, went to Full Moon Fist Fest, had a vacation, was threatened to finish licensing or be terminated, finished licensing, still ended up terminated from my corporate job. And now I'm in the first week of unemployment and got one last check coming from the old job. And I'm gonna be honest with you, life has really thrown me for a loop. Life has thrown me for a big loop, but I'm not gonna sit down and just wither away. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen here. That's not gonna happen there. I'm not done until this entire body is done. So until that happens, baby, I'm gonna keep doing what I do until I'm motivated to do something else or until I'm done. Okay. Hello, goodbye. But in that time period, and I want to talk about a very important subject for all my fellow squirrel friends. Sometimes life gets really, really difficult. And when it does, it's very emotional because, especially for a Black gay man, a lot of times it feels like you have no assistance, no support center, no help, no hope. It ain't over until it's mother flipping over, okay? Let me put that out there. It ain't over until it's mother flipping over. Or what's that saying they used to say in the 80s a lot? It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Talk about a reference to the opera. But either way, score friends, life does get difficult, but it doesn't stay that way. And you are more than welcome to experience your emotions. Let me tell you, the depression, the roller coaster of dealing with a death in the family, and then on top of dealing with a death in the family, dealing with a very corrupt corporation, gambling company, which I will not say here, but I will say if you meet me in any of the events, I will tell you in person. But this company is so corrupt that you literally are clearing out your old employee. Okay, well, let me do this in order. I predicted this company was going to go through hurdles and end up having to get restructured the moment they hired on a person that came from a call center to handle the customer operations department. The minute I saw that happen, I was like, yeah, y'all about to go through it. Y'all just about to go through it. Between that, their lawsuits, they recently, what was it, in the beginning of May, I had an employee survey, and I remember 2 days after that survey, the CEO got fired. She immediately got fired. She wrote it off as, oh, I'm leaving to go better pastures. No, baby, they forced you out. We know how that works in executive speak. We know exactly what this is. Because the last email you sent us was talking about some, oh, expansion this, expansion that. Usually when people are actually leaving, they give you like a time grid. And they're like, okay, I'm going to be leaving at this time, doing this. I'm going to pass my duties to so-and-so. No, you didn't see that in that email. That's how I was like, no, she got fired. So the CEO got fired. Then less than a month, I want to say, honestly, like less than, about the end of July, near the middle to end of July, they did a mass 15% across the board layoff. That's when I went, uh-oh, the goose is cooked. The goose is so cooked. The goose is cooked, and this company is going downhill. Okay. So in my mind, I was like, well, let me see what opportunities I can go get, or let me see what else I can do. But let me not give up on myself and not give up on my dreams. Okay. Because squirrel friends, I'm going to ask that same question I said in the last in a YouTube video I just did recently, where I was talking about what happened to me and the termination and everything. What if you succeed? Let me reiterate that one more time. If you could not fail at anything, and you would only succeed at whatever you tried, what would you do? See, when I started thinking about that question, I was thinking about that when I was going to the park today. I love hiking at Piedmont Park. It's so much fun. Big open space. As long as the weather's nice, you got a really good, nice, even ground to walk. Hills aren't too bad. And it's a great workout. I got my 10,000 steps in today, which I got actually over 11,000 steps. So it was a great thing to muse over as I was hiking. And what I really appreciate about unemployment, let me put this out there. I really appreciate that at least we have a system like unemployment to at least keep your head slightly above water. Okay, I'm not saying it's the most perfect thing, but at least it's slightly above water. Okay. I'm not evicted. I ain't got no danger of that yet. My bills are paid currently. I'm cool. It's just that emotionally it is scary because look at the state of the country. Look at the state of the country. The fact that you were, before all this even happened, I was hearing about some friends getting fired. My bestie even got fired at the same company. This is how I know that my other two friends that work there, I'm like, it's only a matter of time. Y'all might as well just find another job now, dog. Like, just let that chunk go, dog. And I know it's gonna be like, what, Q, what? I'm like, yeah, dog. I was like, I don't try to tell y'all. They terminated 15% of the staff. When they got to me, because I wasn't part of the initial 15%. No, they got to me using some weird, lame excuse about performance. And I'm like, okay, but I use AI to talk to customers. What are you talking about? He's like, oh, well, the conversations were a bit harsh. I'm like, how is using AI harsh to using to talking to customers? You know what? This tells me right here. This tells me right here that this entire reason you're trying to fire me is BS. And the real reason you're firing me is because you're replacing me with somebody with cheaper staff. That's what it's come down to. And that's why I say what I said during that offboarding interview where it's like, oh, come in Slack and let's talk and I'm like, uh-huh. So what I said to them, particularly when the manager had asked me, he was like, well, yeah, this happened and oh, your performance is that, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay. Well, I mean, do you have anything to say? I was like, energy always returns to its origin point. Now, what's funny is the HR rep looked up at me real quick when I said that. But the manager, of course, he kind of had this puzzled look. And I was like, yeah, you're not spiritual at all. You don't know. You have no inkling of what that actually means. But it's okay. You will. Translation, energy always comes back. I got fired, baby. You about to get fired too. Like this company is so unstable. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose their gambling license and end up getting pushed back overseas. I would not be surprised. It's that bad. It was really bad. And I guess I needed to like talk about it to a more wider audience, talk about what it's like to go through the emotional turmoil of working for a company that you just flipping hate. You working for this company, you hate them. You hate everything about them because not in the beginning. Now, let me reiterate. It wasn't this bad in the beginning because in the beginning, it wasn't a public entity, but when it became public, I just knew. I was like, yeah, this is all about to go downhill. And all it takes is one bad manager. And that's weird. That's literally all it takes for a lot of these companies. One bad manager will ruin your entire work staff. One bad manager will ruin the morale of an entire workplace. So if that's the case, why is there not better checks and balances for managers? This is the part I don't understand. Why does a company have to go through executives getting fired, high executives being replaced to finally get to the managers who caused the damage? That's the part I just never understood about corporate America. I've never understood that. It's like managers literally sit in this little nest egg in between, immediate firing and, oh, they're not really noticing me. I can pass the blame to somebody else. I'm like, no, but you're the one that's directly responsible. You're the one that's bringing the stress. Granted, you're posed as a message, a messenger, but at the same time too, you're not really doing anything to change any of this. So I can't really respect a manager. A leader I can respect, but I'm not respecting no manager. I'm gonna just put that out there. And this is no shade to any of my friends that are managers or anybody out there that's a manager. This is just talking about the workforce culture in America as a whole, as I've experienced it. This is just my perspective. Most managers are trash. Give me a leader any day. An actual leader that knows, hey, you know what? Let me try to motivate this person to do better, or let me try to see what I can do to get this person to do this, this, that, or whatever. But if your own management team is bad at taking accountability, if your own management team is hell bent on retaliation despite it being against federal law, that management team is doomed to fail, dog. So this is me raising my wine glass and saying, love yourself, squirrel friends. Please don't worry about corporate America. Please don't worry about any of this bull crap about corporate America. The system is collapsing because it was never designed to self-sustain. Okay. The system needs a refresh. Every 100 years, the whole world has to have a refresh. And it seems to happen during the 20s of that century, which is crazy because during the 1920s, that's when we had, the Spanish flu, the Great Depression, all this stuff happened worldwide. And as you see during these 20s, the 2020s, stuff is happening worldwide. It may not have been like the Great Depression, but it's getting very close. And a lot of people are very scared, especially those of us who are trying to make a living now. So as I put this video, I put this recording on both Spotify as well as YouTube. Check me out on YouTube, the Hoodriich Chronicles with flies. Okay. But as I'm trying to make it here, as I put this recording on both those platforms, I want you to know, no matter what the world tells you, there's always another option. There's always another way. It's nothing's really impossible, because even in the word impossible, you still have the words I'm possible. Okay. And I know it all sounds like water on a bridge, and it sounds like fluff that people would probably say, and they sound dismissive when they say it. But the truth is, most people don't really care when you're down on your luck, especially as a gay black man. I'm just going to put that out there. Most people don't really care when you're down on your luck. They'll give you a complimentary message and they'll let you go. They'll just pass you off to the peasantry like you're a homeless person on the street. And I'm like, damn, so you really just, you know what? All I can do is blame American culture for that. That's all I can do. That is all I can do is blame American culture. But what I'm trying to say, squirrel friends, is it's okay to feel your emotions. It's okay to go through depression for situations that happen to you. Just do your best by putting one foot in front of the next foot and handling things one step at a time. It's the best advice I can give you. I mean, me personally, I'm not a licensed therapist. I can't diagnose anything. I can't recommend anything outside of, basic common sense. I can't do anything but that. But I can say from my own experiences that I pull from. Every time life got hard, I just learned to slow down and take it one step at a time. Don't overthink. Don't let your emotions get in the way with, oh my God, all this is happening. But I'm like, okay, stuff did happen. But what's happening right now? What's going on right now with what I'm doing? And as I focus on that, I'm going to be honest with you. It's easier. It's more palatable. I can actually handle it that way. So instead of me going, oh my God, I got to get paid on this day and I got to do it. No. I just go, okay, Q, what's the next step of what we can do to get out of this? Right? When I got terminated, the first thing I did was I said, where is my pink slip so I can get this unemployment? Well, after I said, energy always returns to its origin point, and it looked at, and HR looked at me like really like confused, but also in a sense, she was kind of like low-key offended. So what I did after that, the first thing I did was I said, okay, I'll wait for your box. Because they sent a box to get the company laptop. Box came, had no instructions, just a FedEx label and a laptop box. That's all it had. But see, as I worked previously at FedEx before them, I already knew what to do. I already knew how to pack it. I already knew how to tape it. I knew exactly where to take it. So I went ahead, packed it up, put a new label on it, took it to Walgreens. The lady scanned it. Once I got that tracking number and got it sent to my phone number, I then had a tracking number to give back to the company. So there you go. They finally handed me my separation notice. It took them literally like almost 2 weeks to give me my separation notice. I was like, God, the leadership is so bad here. It is just bad. So now all I can do All I can do in this moment in time, one foot in front of the other, left foot, right foot, one step at a time. All I can do at this point is wait for unemployment to get back to me to tell me, hey, we went ahead and reviewed everything. Here's your unemployment. Boom. And it's not a lot of money, but you know what? Maybe we'll get them bills paid. We will get them bills paid. Okay. Hello. Goodbye. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna try this YouTube thing, but I'm still looking for, something to make sure I got that rent paid in the meantime. But this has been my experience. It's been a lot. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it is emotional. It is very scary when you feel like your back is against the wall and you feel like nobody wants to listen to you simply just because of your orientation or simply because you're a black man. And it's the main reason why a lot of times I feel for my fellow black men, because it's like, particularly black gay men, but I feel for all black men. I do. Because we're literally the bottom rung on the ladder in most situations. We're not allowed a say so. We're not allowed power. We're not allowed much anything. It's pretty much shut up and pay the bills. And I'm like, I refuse to go by that script. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to go off of that script. Instead, I try to create a space that allows me and other fellow black gay men, especially, to vent out their frustrations, to know that they're heard, to know that they're supported, and do my best to help and support my fellow man. Just out of GP, just out of general purpose. It's not me wanting anything from anybody. I just would like that support for myself. So if I have the power to, I want to give it to somebody else. So I'm looking into it now about how to build my YouTube videos, how to build my platform, how to make money off of it. And I know it takes time. Hence again, I'm looking for a job in the meantime until this YouTube thing kicks off. But expect more episodes, expect more podcasts. But I'm basically going to be filtering things through YouTube for the time being. For now, at least. Anyways, it's just easier. It just works for me. But I will still use Spotify, but I will still be posting on both. But I got a new agent to clean things up with. So things are going to turn out fine one way or another. And remember, it's not all doom and gloom, but you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. We got this, Q. All right, squirrel friends. It has been Hoodriich, and I'll catch y'all on the flip.